Hello, and you're all very welcome to Boherlahan, where this Saturday the County Under-14 B hurling final between Roscrea and Cappawhite Salahead will take place. As you can see, they're all very busy getting the place ready, that make sure everything is in perfect condition. CK Streaming are delighted to announce that in association with K9 Security, we will be bringing you live coverage of the game starting at 11:45 with throw-in at 12 o'clock, with all the build-up with plenty of guests beforehand. We've taken the time to visit both clubs and sample the atmosphere of county final week and see how they're preparing. And first of all, we'll head for Cappawhite. This is Cappawhite, one of the most westerly clubs in Tipperary, situated right on the Limerick border. A club with a great tradition, as you can see by the walls in their clubhouse, which proudly display their many achievements down through the years. In 2014, they amalgamated with near neighbours Salahead at juvenile level to form Cappawhite Gaels, and this Saturday they travel to Boherlahan to take on Roscrea in the County Under-14 B hurling final. Club PRO Kathleen Kiley tells us it's a busy time in the club. Kathleen, big few days ahead for the club.
Yeah, all going on this weekend. I suppose the last few weeks have been busy, but this weekend on Saturday afternoon we're in Under-14B county final, so in Boherlahan, so we're very excited about that. Then Sunday we've got an Under-12 final, county semi-final, and last weekend we were in Under-16A county final, so very busy, very proud of all our players, loads going on.
There's obviously a lot of work being done at grassroots level to take part in so many finals.
Oh, absolutely. I suppose this hasn't come about like this week or last week. It's been going on over the last number of years. There's an awful lot of people in our club who have put in an awful lot of hard work. I suppose it takes time to see those results come true. So I suppose there's a lot of people that are basking in this success and that are responsible for this success.
A lot of people behind the scenes that don't get the credit to deserve it so much.
No, but I suppose they don't always look for it either. But I suppose it takes a lot of people to run a club. I suppose from the committee then down, the coaches, managers of the teams, the players themselves, the parents are very important as well. Bringing the players to from matches, bringing them to training, getting behind them, supporting our club. So it takes in a small rural parish like this, it takes, I suppose, a big effort from everybody, and we're very grateful.
Yeah, and you have a few Salahead players with you as well, I believe. Yeah,
so we're joined at underage with Salahead, who are our neighbouring club just down the road. So we have some players from Salahead. We have some on the under-16 team last weekend, and then we have some on the 14 team and on the 12 team, and it's a great collaboration. We all get on great, and it's working out really well. Yeah, it helps when the two clubs come together and work together well. It does, because I suppose, particularly in rural Ireland, I suppose you don't always have the numbers, but now I suppose because Salahead is so near us, and there's a lot of over and back between the two parishes, so I suppose that's one of the reasons that has been such a success over the last few years.
Michael, an exciting few days ahead, and the parish must be all getting behind you now at this stage.
Absolutely, Tom. It's been a great week. Last Saturday we were in the 16A final. This week we're in the 14B final. It isn't too often a parish of our size gets to play in county final, so it's a great achievement when we do get there. Great excitement around. Great bunch of young lads on this 14 team. It's our third B final in the last 10 years. Won one of them, lost one of them. So it'd be great to win again and set us up for the future.
Yeah, and a few county stars that you've had down through the years, just looking at them, these young lads must be really looking up to the likes of them now and hope to be there at some stage. With the success you're after having at underage level, no doubt there will be some of them that will wear a blue and gold jersey.
Absolutely. This, as we said, this started probably back in the early 2000s, where we started coaching from the under-4, under-5 level up. And as I said, we were in the county final of 12, which included Rian Doody, who went on to play, win All-Irelands at minor and 20 level with Tip, Robbie Quirk the same. And then this present 14 team are managed by two All-Ireland winners in Thomas Costello and Eugene O'Neill. They're assisted by Jerry O'Neill, Michael English and Rory Dial from Salahead. But I think when you have the impact of a Thomas Costello and Eugene O'Neill over a team, we're certainly reaping the benefits of it, and hopefully it'll be shown on Saturday in the final.
Yeah, it's great when players of that calibre come back and get involved and put something back into their own club.
Exactly, and that's what the GA is all about. It's giving back. We all grew up here and we all play for the club. Thomas and Eugene were lucky enough to go on and play for Tip, but now they're back, have children of their own, and they're back in the club. Was giving back their knowledge of hurling. And
just looking at the facilities, the club is obviously in a good place. There's obviously a lot of hard work gone in here down through the years.
Yeah, I mean, the field we're standing beside was opened back in the early 80s, but the second field came in early 2000s, and then we had the lights, and then the ball wall there, which has been a tremendous for the club. So look,
all levels can play.
Absolutely. If you come from Sunday morning there, that's packed with under 6s, under 8s, and then the intermediates, they use it when they go at the start of every season as well. So.
Yeah. Jerry, exciting few days ahead.
Yeah, huge occasion for these boys. A county final, they haven't been in one before. Under 12 level, I think they played, a lot of these boys played C, so massive occasion for them.
Yeah, big lift in 2 years to go from playing C into
massive lift, you see, and see a very even team we are, and they're after improving an awful amount in 1 year. Say, like if you were to tell us at the start of the year we went over to Doon to play a challenge, and if you were to say these boys would be in a county final, you'd be getting some looks, I think, because they got well beaten on the day, but every day we've had them out there, they've improved and improved and improved. They're a great bunch of lads.
Yeah, just going through Kappa there and through Salahead, both places are buzzing, like they can't wait for it.
Oh, they're buzzing like this. Our under-16s were in a county final last weekend against Thurles. They were well in it with after 20 minutes. Like they really held their own for a long time. So this is what it's all about, getting to county finals, because it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, and you'd often see with combination teams and they mightn't pull together, but you seem to be very successful.
Yeah, it's very successful. You see, these boys have played since under 6s. This is where they've been. Like this, they're together since that age group, so they know nothing else, you know. So they know each other through and through, and it's the same with the coaches. We've been together up along, so there's never any issues there.
Juvenile chairman Niall Hayes was quick to point out there's lots of hard work being put in by the local schools.
We've got Cappawhite National School, where maybe half our players were going, then Isle National School, and then also Monard National School with some of the Salahead guys as well. So we've 3 good feeder schools, and we're always working to support them and to develop them as well. But I guess around Cappawhite and the environs here, hurling is second nature, as you can see by the pictures in that on the wall today. But so there's a great tradition. It's a love of hurling and GA around this area. So we don't have to maybe convince so many families. We're a very small parish as well, but the schools are doing a huge amount of work with us, and we're very happy to support them as well on that. You know.
Yeah, looking at the walls, you have had a lot of success. There is great tradition down here.
There is, and there has been a long time, and it'd be something they're very proud of here. And of course, we're on the Limerick border beside Doon and Ula and Cappamore and these places, so GA would be strong in this area in general, and of course not alone on the county Limerick divide, but also on the Cappawhite within the West Tipperary divide as well. So it's great. It passes the time for everybody here, and it's something we look forward to every year. Parents, the brothers, the sisters, the schoolmates, the families, everybody is on board, and even with yourselves with CK as well. It's great. With this COVID, we're prohibited from bringing everybody we want to, of course. So yeah, it's a problem for us, but you can see a lot of well wishers, a lot of people around, a lot of messages coming in for the guys. So, as I say, we played a 16-8 final against Thurles last week, so this club is on a little high at the moment, which with people's mental health and people's being confined at the moment to COVID is great for us, and there's few people would say that once this GA is over that our winter will start. You know, that's probably the case in a lot of clubs in a lot of areas at the moment. So we're looking to continue, I suppose, as long as we can. You know, it's great for people to be outdoors in the fresh air. It's the most natural thing they can do. You know, so.
And looking at them there now, I actually had the privilege to look at a bit trained. They look very calm and collected now.
Oh, they're a great bunch of kids. They've been hurling together for, I suppose the majority of them would be maybe 13, I suppose, maybe heading to 14 now. So they've been hurling together probably for 5 or 6 years, you know. So they know each other inside out, and they get on great. They have a great bond, a great relationship. A lot of them go to school and one thing or another together in Tipperary and in Doon, you know. So yeah, they have a great relationship on and off the pitch. It's great to see it.
Yeah, and Thomas and Eugene there, having people of that calibre must be some help to...
Absolutely. I mean, we're learning. I'm learning every day from watching Eugene and Thomas. We had a West final against Darlow Latin, and there was only 1 or 2 tweaks made, and it made a huge difference. I think it was Thomas and Eugene decided to push our full forward in full back and our full back in full forward, and it's amazing the difference it made. That's Conor Ryan and Phelan Dial. Yeah, it's had to make a huge difference. It's great.
Yeah, that experience does help now. No panicking or anything.
No, absolutely. As level-headed as the days are long. Passion, ooze passion, both of them. And Jerry as well, ooze passion. But the heart was definitely in the right place with them, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we were talking to Michael McCarthy previous, and he was saying it's great that lads of that calibre, they don't forget where they came from either. Like.
Absolutely not, absolutely not. You can see the passion in the two of them on the sideline is just unbelievable. Even at the training sessions, we try to bring as much intensity to the training sessions as if we were in a match situation, and it's rubbing off on the lads. The lads kind of sense that there's a bit of eagerness on the sideline, and if they see that, they're inclined to bring it to the pitch on match day, and it's great. It's brilliant. As you say, you can't buy that kind of experience. It's wonderful.
Yeah, like trainers mean to play like.
Correct and right, absolutely.
Yeah, like as they say, you can't build a house without laying foundations.
Now you have it, and the foundations out there have been laid a few years ago, and we're just building and building on top of it, and it's brilliant. It's rock steady now.
Just another thing too, like we're getting a lot of well wishes from around the world. Like with the whole COVID thing, the streaming now is a huge help for the clubs, and it takes a bit of pressure as regards getting tickets and that for people as well. Like.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's great as well. You can actually look back on games. I done it myself. Our West final, I look back on it maybe 2 or 3 days later, and there was a few things that you could look at. Oh, jeepers, we could have made that change sooner, or so on and so forth. Yeah, and it's great, especially for the people at home, as you say, who can't get to these matches and aren't allowed to get to these matches under the current circumstances. It's great. It's great. I think it's very, very good. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, and just young lads now. The occasion might get to some lads, but the main thing is don't come away without any regrets. Like, really.
Correct. Yeah, once you cross the white line, have no regrets. I mean, our lads up to this point have given 110% every time they've taken the field, every single time, and it's just instilled them from all of us on the sideline. You know, I mean, don't leave anything, don't have any regrets, and so far so good. They haven't had any regrets. Do you know what I mean? I don't think any of the lads will come in and say that to you. They've hurled to the best of their ability, and I don't see why that shouldn't change on Saturday, please God.
Yeah, best of luck, Rory.
Thank you very much. Pleasure. Thanks very much.
Huge day on Saturday, yeah. It's great to be in a county final. As a club, we're tremendously proud of that group of lads to be in a county final, you know, and we wish them the very best of luck on the day. Hopefully, if they do themselves proud and do the best they can be, I think they have a real good shot at it.
Yeah, a lot of hard work on in from the selectors.
Yeah, serious group of lads that's in charge of them there, and I suppose there's great experience in that group. Thomas Costello and Eugene O'Neill, all Ireland winners. Jerry O'Neill, a great clubman here, has done tremendous work over the years with a lot of teams. Michael English is there with him, and Rory Dial then from Salahead. So like there's a tremendous bunch of lads, and they've really driven this team on, and tremendous coaches, and it's really telling in this team now. I mean, they didn't do very well at under 12, and since these lads took them on, they've really improved them, you know. So
yeah, just looking, the parents have obviously bought into the boys as well, because I've just seen them training, and they've huge numbers out there, and a lot of parents, a lot of cars outside, parents sitting in cars waiting on them, like, so they've obviously bought into what the boys are doing. Like.
Oh yeah, we're very lucky in the parish with the support we get here for the GA club, and all parents. There's no young lads in the parish that aren't playing GA, and all parents bring them, they stay with them, they bring them to matches, to anything that's going on. So we're really lucky with the support we get from parents, and there's just a great bunch of young lads around at the moment.
Yeah, and looking, your facilities, they're fantastic, like, and I know a lot of fundraising, but I'd say a lot of thanks has to go. Louis Fitzgerald, a strong Cappawhite man, would have helped you out during the year as well. Like.
Yeah, Louis has been our sponsor for, I'd say, almost 25 years, I'd say, you know, and a great Cappawhite man. And never forgot where he came from. Really brilliant man, helped us out over that number of years. You know, so there's great gratitude to Louis, you know. He's always been behind the club.
Yeah, no doubt he'll be tuning in on Saturday.
Oh yeah. He follows us on, and with the COVID now, he follows us on Facebook. So.
Yeah, it's actually easier to see. We've seen it from a lot of people, like with the streaming, like it is helping. It's helping the clubs as well, like, because there's less of a less of a panic over tickets and things like that when you're only allowed so many in. Like. And
I think I don't know where we'd be without the streaming because of the limit in the numbers. I think it would be very hard on, especially like with young lads playing now. You have grandparents that want to see it, and uncles and aunts, and they can all tune in on the live streaming, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, well, I know a few Cappawhite people, Australia and America, and I think New Zealand as well, have been sending in well wishes too. So they'll appreciate it as well.
Yeah, sure. Eugene, they're one of the selectors there, the coaches. His brother is in Australia there, and he's always following us on Facebook there. I'd say he knows as much about what's going on in Capitals.
The more people do themselves.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure as chairman of the senior club, you want to wish the boys the best of luck.
Oh yeah, definitely. As I said, we're immensely proud of them, and we're hoping, that they can go all the way now. We won it back in 2013 with a group of young lads, and most of them are now playing in the adult grade for the club, so we'll be hoping the same thing will apply with these guys, and that maybe by the time they are ready to play adult, we'll be back in the senior ranks. We're intermediate at the moment, so we're hoping we'll go all the way and have these lads ready to add to the senior team.
Well, you've plenty of promise coming through anyway.
Yeah. Great numbers, great interest, and what there is a tremendous bunch of people involved with Borden and Oak. They have absolutely brilliant work done over the past 10, 12 years especially. We probably, our success, we were a very successful club at one stage, and then the success waned a bit, and we kind of focused back on Borden and Oak and had serious work put in the last 10 years. And we've had various levels of success over the past 10 years, and we're having an extremely good year this year now. We've done the 14 West title, under 16A West title, and under 16 did very well in the county final now. I know score line didn't do them justice, but they put in a tremendous performance again, absolutely brilliant Douglas Oak team.
Thanks, William. We wish you the best of luck on Saturday.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Thomas, final preparations just completed. How are you feeling for Saturday?
Yeah, so we've everything done now, and we've the final preparations done, as you said, and boys are well tuned in. We had a good semi-final last Sunday evening against Ballybacon. Just after extra time, we came out on the right side of it, and so hopefully it will send to us on Saturday.
Yeah, it was nail-biting stuff already.
Oh, a close game, and the boys, there were 4 points up in normal time and a few minutes to go, and Ballybacon got a goal and a point and levelled it. And the boys showed great heart in the extra time to come back and come out on top.
Yeah, sometimes players at that age, their heads could drop after conceding that late.
Even at that age, even at senior level, like when you're nearly over the line and you get a shock of blow of a goal and a point to level it, the heads are down. So we rallied around them, and they rallied around for us, and we came out on top at the end.
And have you seen much of Roscrea, or do you know anything about
No, nothing about them, and that's the way I've done it all year. We take each game as we take it, and we play our own game, and that's it.
Yeah, some teams do worry a bit too much about other teams, like.
Yeah, so look at that age. Look at young lads. I said young lads, they go out next weekend, they could hold around them, and the following week they mightn't turn up at all. And I said we just take it game by game.
Yeah, Thomas, best of luck on Saturday, all right?
Thanks a million.
Big day Saturday.
That's a great time. We've a good bunch of young lads coming up to the minute. We're in under 16 county final next weekend, and under 14, and that hasn't happened in this club in a long time. So it's a great time. Great bunch of lads.
You've an under 12 semi-final, I think, on Sunday.
We have, that's right. We're playing Mullinholm in the semi-final as well Sunday evening. So look, things are looking brighter than they've looked for Cappawhite now, Ireland. That's the way we hope to continue.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of work going in at Borden and Oak level.
There's an awful lot of work. We seem to have better numbers now in the field than we had in a few years, and more to work with. So yeah,
just looking at you training there, like there's huge numbers, not only for the 14s. I see the women over there playing as well. Like, so there's
the field is busy the whole time. Yeah, and we're joined with Salhead, so we're getting a few from Salhead, and that's strengthening us up again. And yeah, things are going very well at the minute now. So hopefully they'll continue.
Yeah, and you were lucky enough to play at the highest level and win an All Ireland. But being involved with these, like, how proud would you be if they were to win?
Next step in after playing is come and do a bit of training with the lads and things. And sure, we're having great crack. In fairness, Thomas asked me this year. It's my first time being involved with this team now this year. And when Thomas asked me, I said no bother at all. And we're having great hard crack with them, and they're improving away. And they're doing anything we ask them to do, they've done it. And we know we'll be up again at come Saturday. We know it's Paul Delaney's, John Cal's, all them great holders, and Roscrea, and we've no doubt this 14 team will be no different, but we'll give it a good lesson.
John Carlos is still doing a bit of junior B hurling himself. You don't anything yourself?
No, I didn't do it now in a while, no, but John was always fitter than me anyway. So.
You obviously haven't seen him hurling in a while.
No, I haven't.
Eugene, best of luck and thanks for...
Plenty of colour out west as Cappawhite pulling out all the stops to get behind their team. Now we're going to head north and see how they're preparing in Roscrea.
This is St Cronan's Park, Roscrea, home of the inaugural All-Ireland Senior Club Champions. Busy preparing for this Saturday's Under-14 county final. Dunleary native Colin Nolan tells us how he first got involved with this group of players. Colin, a dub originally, what brought you to Roscrea?
Well, work originally brought me down and I met my wife, so, no better place to stay and work and, do a bit of hurling while you're down here as well. So I'm down here 15 years, originally from South Dublin. Coola would have been my home club, so the red and white of Coola, the red and white of Roscrea, it's a good mix.
Yeah, and you're involved, 6 or 7 years now at this stage, is it?
Yeah, I'm involved since the lads were under 8, so 6 years now at this stage. So it's great to see them developing and moving on. They've built a great friendship and bond, and you see their skills improving every year that they're in the club. So
yeah, there's a buzz there when you get involved. It's very hard to get away from it too, isn't it?
It is. It's really hard to get away from it. You think it's a long year, but then when you see the rewards that ultimately the club get from putting the time and effort, you do feel good from coaching and being involved in a club like this.
Yeah, you'd miss it. Obviously people missed it during COVID, but apart from COVID, the winter months and that now, you'd miss it there and not coming to the field and things like that.
Oh, listen, I don't know what the lads are going to do 3 nights a week. Their wives and girlfriends are going to crack up having them in the house, instead of being out here in the field. I bet they can't wait till, January, February comes to hunt them back out into the hurling club again.
You obviously have an understanding wife if she'd let me out that amount of times a week.
Oh yeah, well listen, we're probably out training 3 nights a week and a match as well, so she's very understanding of it as well, because even there's a great camaraderie amongst the coaches and players, but the wives and mothers as well, they're watching the training sessions, they're here watching every match. There's great support from the families here in the club.
Yeah, and with this under-14 team, they obviously started in their schools. There's great work being done in the schools.
There's an absolute credit to be done out in Corval. John Slattery out there, Mark McLaughlin out in the boys' school, the convent and Drummond. There's really good work ethic of hurling has been done out there, and they deserve a lot of credit as well for what's gone on. I know the Corval lads have done really well in the schools competitions as well over the past couple of years.
Yeah, and the boys, probably the first county final that they're playing in, but it's a time to be enjoyed, but it's a serious time at this stage as well.
Very much so. All the hard work builds up to this point. You can enjoy it, but the players understand. When they come training, they put the effort in, because at the end of the day, enjoy the match, but hopefully we'll be able to enjoy the celebrations Saturday afternoon.
We've been lucky enough to cover a few matches for you, and the senior hurlers are great support. You don't see that in every club.
No, and it's great. I was on the line there on Saturday afternoon and I looked over my shoulder and there was players from the minors and 21s and seniors, and to be fair, we have had senior players come and give insights to the players, just to 1 or 2 small bits to help the lads make that step, that bit of extra training, specifically Enda Maloney, who's worked with Harry as well, so you can only learn from a player like that.
Yeah, not picking out a player, but Harry, has been vital for you at different stages this year, but having a good goalkeeper at under 14 level is a huge thing.
Oh, listen, Harry's absolutely brilliant. He's constantly learning, he's constantly pushing himself. Some of his puck outs are absolutely fantastic. The distance, but it's also the accuracy of his puck outs. He's come on leaps and bounds. He's absolutely, please God, we see him in the blue and gold in a few years' time.
Yeah, we actually mentioned it in the commentary last Saturday when we were covering your match that Darrell Ryan isn't going now at the moment for the seniors. I think he wants to enjoy the next couple of years, because we're going to see Harry Lucknan playing senior, not only for Roscrea but hopefully for Tipperary by the looks of it.
But look at Harry's second year 14s at the moment, so in a couple of years' time he'll be pushing lads for the 20s position, you can imagine, and the senior as well. He's a type of player who constantly wants to push himself and his teammates on, so if this bunch of 14s keep on following through, we had a good crop of minors a few years ago, I think 3 years ago, so please God now many of those players can step into the senior panel.
Yeah, exciting times in the Roscrea at the moment.
Yeah, look, it's incredible. It's brilliant actually at the minute, the hype with all these kids and parents and grandparents and I suppose cousins and so on. Trust went in a massive effort there over the last number of months. We meet up I think in the end of January out in the monastery for our first session with this group of kids. And I suppose we had a few heart-to-hearts, like what we expected of them, myself and the four lads. And we asked of the kids, in fairness to them, they're after doing it. I think we have about 40 or 45 training sessions done over the last number of months. And not once, and I mean once, did we ever hear a bad word from any of the players. And that's incredible from a bunch of 13 and 14-year-old kids at this day and age. Like their discipline and attitude is top notch. Hard work has paid off. Look, we have one more match to go. I don't think any of these kids were in a county final before with their club. And it's just incredible. We had a training session here last night and the boys were ripping off the ground. And hopefully they can bring it to the field of play on Saturday. And if they do, they'll give Cappawhite enough of it. It is a great service there, and look, long may it last. And fair play to you. It's hard times at the minute, and only further streaming, a lot of people in Roscrea and other clubs around Tipperary and other counties wouldn't have seen it.
I'd say Tom Riley must think it's All Ireland weekend, every weekend, trying to sort tickets for people.
Yeah, look, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare at the minute. But look, all you can do is do your best, and I suppose whether you do your best or not, you're still going to be slayed by someone.
And next week, when it's all over, what are you going to start doing next week?
I suppose Elaine and the kids will see a lot more of me there, and I suppose all the other coaches, wives and partners will be happy because phone calls. I was actually on the phone to one of the coaches this morning at 7 o'clock on the way to work, the two of us. And look, it's fantastic. It's a great place to be this week. Us as coaches are really enjoying it as well. And that's what it's all about. It's all about trying to, get these players, these group of kids, up to high standards.
Giving back, because the club was probably good to you down through the years as well. It developed you as not only as hurlers, as people as well.
Yeah, look, the club like Roscrea, I suppose in the county scenes, we're after producing some mighty players there, like John Carroll, Damien Fitzgerald, Paul Delaney, Tiger Connor, Francis Lucknan, like all them lads there, Kieran Carey, the rest of them, and all these underage players there as well, like under 20 lads there at the minute. There, Luke Ashton's in on the tip 20s there at the minute, and like of our under 14 players and other kids look up to the likes of that. We have another couple of lads there under 20s. I say in Roscrea are knocking on the door to be on the county panel as well. And as I said, look, young lads, that's what they look up to. And look up to the senior players as well,
I think Roscrea won 3 county under 14s in a row in the early 90s. You might have been involved with yourself, but a lot of them fellas went on and won an North title in 2004.
Yeah.
So it is vital that the likes of under 12s and 14s, they're nurtured at that age.
Yeah, look, I think I could have been a sub on one or two of them teams. I have 3 North and 3 county medals. Memory is probably fading away a small bit. But yeah, look, when you look at the glass case there and you look at the medals and you think back of hurling with the John Carroll there, and Tomas Gary was another great hurler there, and Trevor Fletcher, David Lucknan. You can stay naming and naming, and yeah, look, it's great to be involved, and
David, exciting times ahead over the next few days.
Yeah, great times, Moss. Looking forward to Saturday. We've had a long year, exciting year with the lads. They've put in Trojan effort now, to be honest, to be fair to them. Delighted for them that they're in a position to be trotting out into a county final to Borderland this Saturday. Please God, they'll turn up and perform on the day. As you can see outside the clubhouse, there's bundling up. Great excitement in my own house. Great excitement they're a close bunch. I know them all for the last couple of years. They deserve everything that's coming to them Saturday. Please God, they'll come out the right side. And yeah, look, great times, great memories for the kids going forward. I know you're interviewing, is it Pony and Trevor?
Yeah, 93
on the back of the 93 team. So look, I'm sure they've got great memories of that occasion for them, and please God, our lads will have the same in 10 years' time, providing to get it across the line tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah, proud days as selector, but proud days as son, with his son playing as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, he's having a ball of a year. I suppose on the plus. Thank God he didn't inherit my pace anyway, so that's a blessing for Sam.
Or your hurling skills.
We'll hold off. We'll hold off with that. It's very harsh of that to us.
Is he much of a golfer?
He's getting there. Yeah. Well, that's part of the hurling at the moment. The boys, every time they finish a match, they go out golfing together, and they're creating a bond together. They're best buddies at the end of the day. They'll back each other up, and that's shown on the field so far this year. So
yeah, they do say the bond that's made at young teams in GAA, it'll last a lifetime.
Absolutely. Look, there's a few of them playing soccer together, they're playing golf together, and they're great friends. There's nothing they wouldn't do for each other on the field. They'll back each other from start to finish, and I think we've seen that as coaches right back February since we started. We knew what we were inheriting with this group. They're a close group, really strong friends, and it shows on the
Tony
pitch.
Hochter recalls receiving a phone call
the boys have held it together, and please God, that'll continue on Saturday as well.
Tony, exciting week in Roscrea at the minute. Plenty of hard work on in to that team. When did you first get together?
Yeah, absolutely, Tomas. It's a very exciting week for everybody concerned. We first got together as far back as last January. I remember Tom Riley rang me and asked me if we would try and put a group of selectors together to take care of the under-14s, and so I had a few names in mind, and I rang the lads, and to be fair to them, they all jumped at the opportunity. Tom told us that we were going back into the B. The lads struggled a little bit in the A Championship under 12, so we decided that we'd give it a go as a group, and we had our first meeting the first of two meetings out in Racket Hall. It would have been in early February, and we put a few ideas on the table. We all agreed that we were going to give it as much as we possibly could, and we kind of set out our stall really at those two meetings, and they were very productive, and they were very positive meetings, and we just took it from there then, really.
Yeah, and the COVID effect now this year, had you any contact with players or that during the COVID?
No, we didn't. No, we felt it was a club policy really, that we felt that we would obey the rules and the directives that we were getting from the health people, and we didn't really have any contact with them at all. Now, what we did do was we urged them to practice the skills. We get the physical contact we didn't have any, but we did have contact with them over the phone in the group. And we used to text the parents different drills that they could do and different challenges. And I have to say that was one of the fun parts of the year actually, because the response we got from the kids, and to be fair from the parents, was absolutely fantastic. And the parents would, they would text us back in then if their son had done the drill and how many they had done or the time they had done it in.
Cappawhite, have you seen much of them? Do you know anything about them?
We know a little bit about them, yeah. We don't know that much. We know they're a very strong side. We know they're very physical, and we know they're a very fit side. So we know we're going to have our work cut out for us. Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. But we would have a great deal of belief in our own young men, and we would have a great deal of belief in their mental strength and in their physical strength as well. So. Cappawhite, they will pose a very serious threat, and they will make it very, very difficult for us. And look, really and truly, it's probably going to be whichever team turns up best on the day. And at the end of the day, they are 13 and 14-year-olds, so it's possibly going to be whoever adapts to the little bit of hype that's going to build up before the game. And even in the days now before the game, there's a certain amount of hype. I'm sure it's the same down at Cappawhite. So yeah, it's really going to be on the day, and but yeah, we do know a bit about them. We know what to expect. We know they're very, very strong, very fit, and they're going to be serious opposition and pose a very, very big threat to us.
Yeah, just saying about the hype, it does affect some players different. Some lads thrive in it, some lads kind of get lost in it now. But selectors often get nerves before matches as well now. How are you feeling yourself this week?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay up to now anyway, but I'm sure maybe in the day before, the day before the game on Friday, I'm sure it'll start kicking in. And you're 100% right. Selectors do get nervous as well, and it will be on your mind for a long, long time before the day of the match, obviously. But look, at the end of the day, we have a job to do as well, and it's up to us to send the kids into the game in the best frame of mind that we can send them in. So for them to see us nervous is not ideal either. So we have to try and control our nerves, and we have to try and keep the thing as low key as we can. And I would say most importantly, we have to keep the fun side in it as well. And these young men now, they're after reaching a county final, and it's a serious business. But we can't take the enjoyment out of it either. We have to allow them to remember it, to remember the build up to it, and to enjoy the build up to it, and to want to get back there again.
Yeah, because some lads at that age, when they do reach a county final, they think it's going to happen every year, but obviously it doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually had that conversation the other night, that they're great times and they're here to be enjoyed, and they have to be enjoyed, but they don't happen every year either. And it's very important that they realise that when these days do come around, that you have to give it everything you have, and you have to go into the game in the right frame of mind. And that's really our job, really, to make sure they go into the game in the right frame of mind.
82 years young and 13-time county champion Tess Maloney, one of Roscrea's greatest supporters, recalls going to her first Roscrea game in 1944.
I started going to Roscrea matches with a dear old lady called Mrs. Bergen. She was Annette's and Valerie's grandmother, and her son Timmy used to hurl with my brothers here in Roscrea. And the first match I was ever at was when I was 6 years old. She took me on the train from Roscrea to Nina with another woman called Mrs. Welch from Spruce Hill.
And the excitement of going on the train and then going to the match, you must have fell in love with hurling straight away.
Oh, sure. Well, we used to hurl on the street before that. There was no traffic, no nothing. We'd puck a ball around up and down the street for sport. Boys and girls. There was no computers or televisions or anything else. We'd hurl away on the street. And there's a gable end over there, belonged to Barney Fletcher, and we'd talk about a wall. That was our wall. That's where we learned how to let fly and connect.
Yeah, I'd say you've seen a few good hurlers hurl for Roscrea down through the years.
Oh my God, I did.
Who would be your favourite?
Who was my favourite? I'd say, I suppose, as a good hurler, Martin Lucknan, Denny Ryan, Jack Ryan, and Mick Ryan.
You could stay naming names all night.
Stay naming names all night, but you don't want the litany.
I wouldn't say that, no. So, the whole new world we're living in now with COVID and everything.
She was done a hell of a job in it.
Found a few innovative ways of getting into matches, though. It still hasn't stopped you.
Oh, well, we wouldn't dream of doing anything illegal like that. Well, the GA brought in a back door, didn't it? They're in games, and I mean, we found our back door. And we had no problem. We were well able to get the leg over and away.
Yeah, it is a pity that it is. Just talking to some of the Roscreas earlier on, Tom Riley, he says it's like All Ireland every week now, trying to sort people out with tickets, like. So, and that's only juvenile, like, so.
But sure, it must be a nightmare for anyone, like trying to cover the few. You only get a small amount of tickets, and then to stand on the gate and be known by your townies and can't let them in, and then there's some sweet prayers going on then.
Yeah.
Of course, we never abused anyone out here. We always found our own way.
Yeah. Roscrea have a history of producing great hurlers and have worn the blue and gold. There's a few good young lads coming through again, like, so hopefully this crop of under-14s can go forward. And
with the help of God, I hope so, because there's some very talented young lads on it and plenty of backbone in them, and let's hope they keep it.
all the town seems to be behind it now. There's a good buzz around the town this week.
A great buzz around the town, and last weekend as well. There was a good crowd at the match. Whether it be legal or illegal,
They were all socially distanced.
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes. Very, very much so.
Yeah, and
so much so, Jim MacDonald couldn't see me.
Jim found you eventually. We made sure that you were picked up. So it's great to see you at so many games, even at this stage.
This hour of my life.
This hour of your life, as you say yourself.
Over 21 plus.
But it's all part of life and that now, and you've enjoyed it, and
we keep going as long as we can, and sure, look at. If we keep going fast enough, the virus won't catch us.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And hopefully one day you'll get back into Crow Park with the help of God now.
Oh, well, men got in over the walls up there years ago too.
And God only knows what we're going to see in November and December. So.
Oh no, but I hope we'll see in All Ireland before Christmas week anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit strange this year, isn't it?
It'll be very, very strange. Very strange.
Yeah.
The glory of being one of 80,000 people, and all of a sudden it's down to a few hundred.
Yeah, and if they do open up to let in a certain amount, tickets will be like gold dust. Like, it's hard enough to get with 80,000.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing when they sent us back our €40 on our season tickets. They won't be any good to us now.
So, just going back to Saturday now, as you were saying, they're Cappawhite have, I know you probably haven't seen much of them, but they seem to be strong. But this Roscrea team, they're very strong up the middle, good on both wing backs, wing forwards, and that they're strong all over the field.
They're very strong and very fast. Very fast and have great combination. For young kids, I think they're very talented and have plenty of backbone.
Yeah,
they'll be all out for this.
Now, the North semi-final against Clonakilly Moneygall, as we know, went extra time and they barely snuck it. But in the other games, it was always an early start is what laid the foundation, and they'll be looking for that again on Saturday.
Of course they will. Oh yeah, quick goal, settle them very fast.
Yeah, because just talking to other people, and they're saying under 14s, the atmosphere and that, it can affect people. It's their biggest game that they've played in their fledgling careers, obviously.
Of course it is, yeah.
So obviously you'd be hoping everything will go well for them.
Well, we hope, as I said, I hope we bring home the silver. And for them kids especially, they have put their heart and soul into it. They deserve to bring it home.
And no doubt you'll be one of the first back to Roscrea to welcome him home Saturday evening.
No, we'll follow him home. We'll be behind him blowing the horn the whole road home.
Yeah. I believe you have great memories of playing Cappawhite in a county minor final.
I think I'm almost certain it was 1966. Went to a replay. It was one of the first game was one of the best games of hurling seen in Thurles. And as I said, it was a draw first day, and we won the Roscrea won the replay by, I think, 3 points or something. 3 or 4 pints, and tough stuff, and no messing. And well, again, we moved on then again to play, say, say 21, and it was nearly all the same fellas again that we met. Pat McDermott, I can mention a few names, can I? Pat McDermott, Pat O'Neill, John Z. Ryan. Those are the fellas stood out like, and all hurled with Tipperary after. And said Tiggy, Francis would have been older. Tiggy O'Connor, myself, Shammy Kavanagh. Shammy was a lad that went to England and was a very promising hurler. Very, very promising. But we made down tip minor team and all that after that, along with them Cappawhite lads. But Cork had a tremendous minor team that time, and that was used to end our championship.
Mark, big weekend ahead for the club.
Absolutely, Tomas. Great weekend ahead for the club. Fantastic to be in an under-14 county final. It's always special to get to a county final. This team have done very well throughout the year to win the North, win their semi-final, and to be in a county final, as I say, is a special occasion for the club, and we're delighted that those chaps are getting this opportunity to play in a county final.
Yeah, you would have dealt with some of them, having been principal at a boys' school. You would have dealt with a few of them in the school, don't you?
That's right, some great chaps there. Some chaps from our own school on the panel, and we're delighted to see them there. And of course, there's players on the team and on the panel from all the primary schools across Roscrea, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the teachers and the coaches in all those schools who have worked so hard to develop these players, along with the coaches in their clubs.
Yeah, we met with the selectors as well. They've done a lot of hard work as well, like put a lot of hard time into it.
Absolutely. None of this is possible without people who give of their time voluntarily to go to the hurling field 2, 3 and 4 times a week, to look after those young people, to train them, to develop them and so on. So huge credit goes to the lads involved for their success this year, and for all the work and all the time they put into developing young hurlers in Roscrea. Without people like that, you can't develop adult players. I've always said all along that your juvenile section of your club is the nursery. That's where the adult players, the senior or junior players or even minors come out of. So without people to put in the time and effort to develop those players, it's hugely important.
Having the parents rolling in behind it is a big help too, like.
Absolutely, absolutely. As a teacher, I'm hugely conscious of the influence parents have on their children, and where you have parents supporting their child, whether it's at school or whether it's in the hurling field, that's a recipe for success. That's hugely important, and I would like to thank all of the parents, because I know this has been a particularly difficult year with COVID. It's been difficult for everybody, but a huge burden has fallen on parents around transport and getting people to matches and so on, and needless to say, everybody has stepped up to the plate with this panel, brought them to their games, brought them prepared, ready to go, and followed all the guidelines.
Yeah, I'm sure finishing up now, you're more than happy to wish them the best of luck too.
Absolutely. Wish each and every chap that goes out to hurl for Roscrea on Saturday next the very best of luck. Go and enjoy it, and give it your best, give it your all, and let's see what happens. Not going to be easy playing at a club like Cappawhite. They have a good record underage recently, so I would like to take this opportunity as chairman of Roscrea Hurling Club to wish the team, the selectors, the parents and all the supporters the very, very best of good luck this weekend.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Trevor Fletcher recalls his County Under-14 final memories.
Trevor, County Under-14 final this weekend. You have great memories of the county final day yourself.
Yeah, back 92, 93, 94, we won the 3 in a row back then. 92 we bet Dorlas Og, and 93 we bet Mullinahone. A young Owen Kelly was in goal that day and came out actually and nearly won the game from that day. And in 94 then we beat Drummond Inch in Templemore.
Yeah, great times, all right. Now, what would you say to the lads this weekend now?
Yeah, I suppose to the lads playing, all I'd say is go out and try and enjoy it. I know it's a final, but if you get too tense or too up about it, too tied up about it, you mightn't perform to your best of your ability. Trust in the lads around you. There's a lot of work gone in with the management. I know Pat there and David Dooley and the rest of the management team that put a lot of work into them this year. Like I was talking to them a few times over the year, and I suppose trust the team that they're putting out and the subs they're going to bring in. You're there for a reason. You won North, and obviously Cappawhite is a hurdle. It's only one hurdle to get over, and like I said, go out, try and enjoy it and give it your best, work hard.
There was great memories made out of that 3 in a row team. This team here now, there'll be memories made for them for a lifetime as well.
Absolutely. Look, the 94 team myself, Colin Allen was my best man out of it. You know what I mean? We became great friends out with Colin Allen Grattan. You know, you can go back to the Tony Douglas and myself and Inda Fitzgerald, and the 93 team went on to play Tip Minors together. So they developed great memories out of it, which is important for them. Even now, I was chatting to my own kids about this because my middle lad, is 12, you know, and he would know a lot of the guys on that 14 team, and I was just telling him about the 2 to 3 finals. You know, I vividly remember the 93 and 94 final, and I was kind of reminiscing about the game, how it went, who scored. I was telling him Owen Kelly was playing, Paul Kelly was playing, you know, the guys that remember. and then again in '94. So the memories will be fantastic from it.
Yeah, there's a great buzz around the town too, and not only that, with the streaming, we're getting a lot of messages in from across the world. With Mickey and David, like they would have been involved in the early stages with some of them as well. Like
it's great. Look, the way this year panned out with COVID and stuff like that, the streaming is really up to the good bit, because people can't go to the games. And it's people like yourself streaming that gives people all around, and Mickey and David in New York looking at it, and I'm sure there'll be people in Australia, Fergie Hearns, all them kind of guys over there looking at it as well. And it's a fantastic opportunity, because unfortunately a certain amount of people can go to the games at the minute with COVID.
For the team
so it's a fantastic idea with the streaming.
Big day Saturday for Roscrea.
Yeah, big day Saturday. I suppose work hard all year for it, so they're kind of they are where they, I suppose, want to be and where they need to be. Ideally for them, you know.
Yeah, it's a long time now since Roscrea won a under 14. I think '96 was the last time, but they won 3 in a row before that. I believe you were involved with 2 of them.
Yeah, I believe it was 92, 93 and 94 was the 3 years. They did 3 in a row that year. So, and I'm not sure what they won since that, but it's a long time, I suppose, going for underage hurling in Roscrea.
Yeah, and now your own son is playing on Saturday. What advice would you give him now, or will he be listening to you?
I don't know about listening, but I suppose the advice you give is enjoy the day. People think, you know, even back then, I suppose, that even when I was involved in playing, you kind of nearly take it for granted. You know, you see 3 in a row, you done it 92, 93, 94, you think, oh yeah, look, these days come around all the time. But 26 years later, you know, they're not something that you just rock up to and win. You know, there's something that you know, you put a hard work in, and there's a lot of good senior hurlers out there who still don't have a county final medal, you know.
Yeah, it must be very proud seeing your son there.
That's great, I suppose. Yeah, very proud, and very proud of the team, and the same with the coaches. The work that they've put in and the input they've put in all year, it's outstanding, you know, it's next to none. So, you know, it's great that the whole community and the whole club can run behind them, and parents, and you know, really, I suppose, get behind them for the big day that you wouldn't, you know, a lot of people weren't expecting maybe at the start of the year, you know.
Yeah, with the whole COVID, and we were talking to some of the selectors, and they were saying they were sending on drills and that, and the response from both the players and parents was a big thing. Like, they were well impressed with it.
Yeah, look, they did a lot there throughout the year with him throughout the COVID. They did a good bit with him, so it's you know, that was, I suppose, the starting point for him.
Joey, big few days ahead.
Yeah, sure. I suppose, looking back, Tom, I suppose in June we didn't know whether we'd have hurling at all. So, you know, really looking forward to a couple of days ahead now, you know.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of hard work on them with these lads.
Yeah, I was actually involved with the boys 2 years ago, under 12, and great bunch of lads. Unfortunately, 2 years ago things didn't really work out, you know, for us, but it's a testament to the lads and to their parents and to the coaches that they stuck at it, and, you know, I suppose it's great that they get the reward of playing in the county final now on Saturday.
Yeah, and as chairman of the juvenile club, it'll be a proud day for you on Saturday.
I was sure, look, I suppose it's more about the kids and the parents. It's great to have any involvement at all, I suppose, really, you know, Tom.
And I'm sure, finishing up, that you want to wish all the boys the best of luck.
Oh yeah, you know, I know all the boys personally there, and, you know, I was up there last night and we were training. I think it was their last training session, you know, and just, you know, to the players, the parents and the grandparents, you know, anyone that's involved with any of the kids, you know, wish them all the best, you know. Hope they all have a great day, and, you know, enjoy the occasion. You know, these occasions don't come around often, and, you know, enjoy it when it's there.
Thanks, Joey.
Thanks, Tom.
Supporters from all corners of the globe sending their best wishes to Roscrea.
Hi boys, just want to wish you the best of luck on Saturday. Just know that we're going to be right there with you. We're going to be as excited as you. And win or lose, your winner souls in our eyes. Best of luck. Woo!
Best wishes, Jack, and all the team on Saturday. Hope we bring home the cup.
Ross! We would like to wish Lee and all his teammates the very best of luck for the county final on Saturday. Come on, Ross!
I'd like to wish Lee and all the boys in Roscrea the best of luck on Saturday all the way from Australia. Yup, yup! Bring it home, boys!
We just want to wish all the boys and the coaches the very best of luck in the final on Saturday.
Hon Ross.
Hello. We'd like to wish the under-14s the very best of luck in the county final on Saturday. Best of luck to all the boys and our grandson Lee.
Wishing Darren and all his teammates the very best of luck on Saturday in the county final.
Also to their trainers, Pat, Tony, David, Damien and Colin. Thank you so much for your commitment and dedication throughout the year.
On Roscrea.
Up Roscrea.
Best of luck on Saturday, especially my own two sons, Harry and Josh. Just do your best, lads. You can all bring it home.
Best of luck, lads. Best of luck, lads.
I'd like to wish my son Luke Tuher and all his teammates and the Roscrea under-14 hurling team the very best of luck in the county final. I'd also like to thank the trainers for their support and dedication and getting them this far. No matter what, we're so proud of you, but saying that, I know you can do this. Hon Ross!
Best of luck, lads. I've no doubt you're going to bring home that cup. But look, either way, win, lose or draw, we are so proud of you, okay? So best of luck.
Best of luck.
Best of luck on the weekend to all the players and the coaches. It's a huge achievement to get to a county final. You've done your families proud, you've done your communities proud, and you've done your schools proud. And lads, of course, you've done yourselves proud. Give it 100% as you always do. Leave it all on the pitch. We know you have it in you. We're watching you since you're under 8s hurling together. We're at all the matches and we've seen the improvement year on year. Give it everything. And we know come the weekend, if you all play as you can and as you do, we will hopefully be county champions on the weekend. All right? So best of luck, lads, from all of us.
Best of luck, lads.
Come on, Ross.
We want to wish Dahi and all the panel the very best of luck on Saturday in the county final. We want to thank them for all the entertainment they've given us in such a strange year. Thanks so much to the management team and to all their sponsors and anybody who's helped them in any way. Wishing you the very best of luck on Saturday. Bring it home, boys.
Hi, David O'Clan here, Tip New York. I just want to say a quick congratulations to the under-14s for making the county final. Well done. If you could play the same way as you played the last day in the semi-final, you have no problem winning the county final. And I just want a quick shout out to Harry, Josh and Lee. Look now, well done, boys. And keep up the good work. One more game, you're county champions. Up Ross.
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Mickey Mann here in New York. Just like to wish the under-14s the best of luck in the county final on Saturday. Had the good fortune of watching the last two games, great performance in both. More the same, and I don't think you'll have any problems bringing home the cup. Special mention to my nephew Conor Hockdale, who just returned from injury. Best of luck, Conor. Special mention also to the guys that are responsible for the stream. It's great to be able to watch the games out here, especially listen to Jim McDonald's commentary. It's entertaining to say the least. Best of luck, guys. Bring home the cup.
So that's the view from Roscrea. Both teams fairly confident ahead of Saturday's game. All we need now is a good game of hurling. Don't forget to tune into it. It was from 11:45 on Saturday morning, where CK Streaming will be bringing you live coverage in association with K9 Security. Hope to see you all then.